Connecting the VEX Cortex to your PC. First, power cycle the VEX Cortex in this order. Step 1, connect the battery to the VEX Cortex. Step 2, connect the USB cable to the Cortex and the PC. Step 3, power the Cortex on using the switch on the front. If you need to power cycle the Cortex off, repeat these steps in reverse order. Turn the Cortex off, disconnect the USB cable from either the PC or the Cortex, and disconnect the battery. Always a good idea to leave things disconnected for probably about 30 seconds before you reconnect and reboot. Okay? Step 2, with making sure your Cortex and your computer are synced properly, is to go into Robot C and download the updated firmware. Sometimes you've done that and you just need to do it again. To get the firmware, in Robot C, go to Robot, go down to Download Firmware. I choose Manually Update Firmware, and I do the firmware update in the following order. First, I do the Master CPU Firmware Update, choose the standard file, select it, it will run, it's going to take a minute or less. It's not that long, but it takes a little bit of time. Let it run and wait for the successful message. Then come back into Robot, download firmware, manually update. This time do the Robot C firmware standard file. Again, select it and give it a chance. Now, if it's your very first time connecting the Cortex to the PC, before you do any of this, you need to make sure the driver for the Cortex is installed on the PC. That is something that should launch automatically as soon as you connect the USB cable to either the Cortex or the PC and they are connected. That usually pops up in the lower right-hand corner of your PC, where you'll get a little thing spinning letting you know that a driver is being installed. Or you can click this up arrow and see an icon as well and some movement. It might look like a flashlight shining back and forth. You can hover over usually and get a message, something like that. It says device driver software was not successfully installed. Okay, but that icon may have a flashlight waving in front as a device driver is being installed. Please wait for the driver to be fully installed before proceeding and doing anything else.